think everybody's done with their creation PowerPoint. I am not. But hopefully you have a picture for each slide and a day for each day of creation. So after you're done with that, we're going to go up to File, and we're going to go to Save As Pictures, or else just Save As. Either one will work. I'm going to go to Save As and show you the slow way. And instead of formatting a PowerPoint presentation here, I'm going to go down to JPEG. JPEG, that's a picture format. And you can label it whatever you want, just make sure you know where you put it. I'm going to put mine on the desktop for now so I know where it is. I'm going to hit save, and then nope, not photo booth. What are you doing there? Wow. Okay, and Command Q, and I'm out of here. So what it does is it ends up making a folder on your desktop. So right here, Creation Mr. Anand, and there are all of my slides. So then step 2 is we're going to go into PowerPoint. No, we're not. As soon as iMovie closes, we'll open up iMovie. There we go. And in iMovie, we are going to create a new. Now, it may open up somebody else's project, more than likely. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because more than likely, this is what you're going to come into. Somebody else's project. Well, we don't want to delete their stuff and start over. So up here in the top left corner, we're going to click the Projects button and then Create New, that plus button right there. And we're going to go New Movie. So a lot of you have already done this, and if you haven't yet, that's all right. I'm going to click up on the top here. It says My Movie 12. It'll probably say something like that with yours. Up at the top, I'm going to click anywhere around here and drag it off to the side so I can get to that folder that I just made. I click and drag, and that highlights all of my pictures, and then drag them down in. So now that they're in, I'm going to check and make sure they're all in order. 7, 6, 5, okay. And you see it zooming in and zooming out. We talked about that famous guy named Ken Burns. So I'm going to again click and drag all the way to the beginning. And up here I have this funny looking rectangle. It's blue. I'm going to click on cropping, and I'm going to go crop to fill instead of Ken Burns. That makes it so that it doesn't zoom in and zoom out. And then I'm going to hit the little check mark, and we're done. Then the next step is we're going to record our audio. We have the microphone right here. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to say, when I'm ready, I'm going to click this red button and say 3, 2, 1. Days of Creation by Mr. Anand. On day 1, God said, "Let there be light." On day 2, God made the clouds and the oceans. And I'm going to hit stop. But you go through for your entire presentation. And what you'll find is it may not line up perfectly. So what you can do is you can click on a picture and drag it out and make it longer so it lines up with the timing of what you're saying, or you can make it shorter too. And so you'll have to listen to it a few times. God made the clouds and the oceans. Okay? And so you want to make sure it all lines up. When you're done with that, you're pretty much done with your movie. There are a couple fancy pants things I'm going to show you though. I'm going to click and highlight all of these, and I'm going to go to transitions, and we can make them kind of fun, or they swap. We can make a doorway. You can kind of go through those. Don't spend a whole lot of time on it, but after you click on it, I'm going to actually just drag it down in between. More than likely, it looks more professional if you don't have 12 different types of transitions. If you have the same one throughout, it looks the best. So this is what that one looks like. On day 1, God said, "Let there be light." On day 2, God made the clouds and the oceans. Okay, got it? Good. We're going to add in some audio also, and it's under sound effects. So audio for me is up here. It may be on the side for you, but under sound effects, we're going to look for jingles. They have tons of things that different genres, different topics that we're not going to go into. We don't want this. That doesn't fit with what we're doing. Now maybe if you get all done, maybe you want a noise of a chimpanzee or something. You're going to drag that in for Let There Be Animals or something like that. What I'd like you to do though is to find a jingle that fits. So right now this says my presentation is, or my video is 31 seconds long. So I'm going to look for something about that long. Perfect. This one's 38. And you can spend a little time finding one. Oh, this one's 31. That'd be even more perfect. Sure. Road trip. All right, we're going to go with roller derby. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to drag it down to the very bottom. And now we have the whole thing, and guess what? It ends right at the very end of my video. Perfect, right? Now, there's a black line right in the middle of this. That's my volume. So I want to make sure I can hear my voice more than the background music. I'm going to drown myself out. We can't have that. Days of Creation by Mr. Anand. Okay, so I can click and drag my voice up. Days of Creation by Mr. Anand. And the background noise needs to be in the background. So I'm going to pull this down even more so that you can just barely hear it. Days of Creation by Mr. Anand. On day one. All right. If you want to add some titles, you're welcome to do that. Again, you may have to adjust your pictures a little bit if you do. I have a title slide, so I'm not going to put anything in the front. I'll just put it in the back. And maybe you want to say Days of Creation by Mr. Almond. And then at the very end, maybe I want to say something like, thanks for watching. No, you don't have to do that. That's an extra. But we have transitions, we have audio, we have your voice, and that's pretty much it. When we're all done, we're going to go up to File, and we're going to go to Share, and we're going to go to File. So theater, email, iTunes, YouTube, all that stuff, we're going to go to File, because after you create a file, you can put it in any of those places. So we're going to label it Days of Creation by whatever your name is, and 720p, that's high def. If you go 540, that's fine. I don't want it to be 1080, that's too big. 720 or 540, we'll hit next and onto the desktop so I can find it. Sure, hit save. And then in the top right corner, you're not done yet. It is starting to share. See the little pie piece? It's starting to move. I have to wait till it's entirely white, the whole thing is filled in, and then it's done. It's going to take just a little while. And when it's all filled up, it says share successful, hooray, we're done. Okay, I'm going to hit close, and I'm going to get out of iMovie. And I shared it to the desktop. So after this baby closes, I can look on the desktop and I can find right there is my video. Now when I open it, it plays not in a PowerPoint, it plays it as a video. Days of Creation by Mr. Anand. Awesome. Next class period, I will show you what we're going to do with that so you can show people, and it goes beyond just our classroom. You can show off your creation. That's all I have for you today. After you're done, you may log out of everything. Again, down at the bottom in my dock, I have these black dots. That means my programs are open. I'd two-finger click and go to quit on all of those except for Finder, because Finder will always be open. And then you may log out and put your computers away. Thank you.